Good day. This is Nextgrow's Currencies Outlook after a interesting week, which we are going to look at. But of course, this is an outlook, not a currency history report. So what happened on Friday? We had the non-farm payrolls way above expectations, 172,000 versus 85,000 expected. The USD started strengthening at 2:30 in the afternoon our time from 116.40 over there on the right hand scale right down to a close of business around here just above 115, so just more than a cent, which is quite an enormous movement for the United States dollar. This, of course, on the assumption that interest rates will rise next week, Wednesday, in the United States. So taking a bird's eye view, in effect, we still have an overall weak jobs market dating back to the last quarter of 2022, as you can see here. So this is what happened on Friday. The non-farm payrolls came in 172,000, way above expectations, but still a decline in non-farm payrolls, although way above expectations. And I believe that is the reason that yields in the United States haven't gone through the roof. And in the case of the 10-year benchmark yield, the roof, in my view, is 4.7%. So I believe there would be continuous pressure on interest rates after the assumption, the presumed quarter of a percentage point rise in interest rates on Wednesday by the US Fed, just on account of an inherently weak job market, although we have these figures out since 2026. So this is another look at the US 10-year benchmark, in this case the weekly. The yield reaction, in my view, benign on a probable 25 basis points rise on Wednesday next week. Again, yields not through 4.7%. And as far as the 10-year benchmark is concerned, I would say that would be a significant development, but not nearly there, even though the increments here seem small, but still below that increment, which is 4.55% after the jobs report on Friday. So what is the net result? I've shown how the US dollar started weakening in the third hour of the 12 o'clock our time. Actually 14:30 exactly was the release time our time. The US dollar strengthened to just above 115. There is 115. It strengthened. It closed the week 115.90. First of all, look at the medium-term trend channel, a sideways range. This is not, as far as currencies are concerned, this is getting long-term now. 115, 119, the US dollar strengthening through 116, which caused the chain reaction that I'll be getting around just now, but stopping short of going through the bottom border, the strongest resistance of this sideways trading range around at 115 over there. So what were the effects? Just getting before that, also the US dollar index stopping just over, that is 100.069 points, just over the psychological 100 points for the US dollar index. And I believe this, the 100 points level there for the index, and 115 for the dollar would prove a formidable resistance for the dollar in this coming week, ending the 13th or the 12th of June. Right, so a strong weekly decline in gold as a result of a stronger dollar. And again, this is the first logical reaction that you should expect when you get a strong dollar. But I think gold will get support on at this bottom border of its bull channel. And keep in mind, this is still a bull channel for gold. So I'm not writing off gold, but surely gold should be getting support here, which is just above 4,300, to say around $4,350. You can see the closing price last week, $4,329 over there. So gold, in my view, getting support there in line with the US dollar index, getting resistance there at 100, in line with the US dollar against the euro, getting resistance there at 150. So for a start, currency move for a change currency movements aren't a result of crude oil, but what we see here up to the end of last week is that my expected throwback, I expected a throwback back to $100. This is a typical technical chart where you have a triangular formation, the typical false break opposite to the true break. The throwback, I said the throwback could well reach $100 again over there. It actually fell short. So what can we deduct from this graph? That the oil crisis is diminishing, even though the Strait of Hormuz might not be open. But of course, the world is dynamic and will adjust to closures or sporadic closures of the Strait of Hormuz. Also keep in mind 20% of oil and gas go through the Strait of Hormuz, not 50 or 80%. What I've also noticed, I haven't got a graph for this, is that the Brent crude, US crude light sweet spread is smaller than $4.5. In effect, half of that, $2.25. And that the $2.25 spread tells me that the Northern Hemisphere, Europe and Asia, is adjusting to the oil shock. And if that is true, the oil crisis diminishing, although there are still huge problems ahead, it can be another risk-on situation in which gold strengthens, the dollar weakens, and of course our currency, the rand, strengthens. So coming to our currency, the highest point here is 1665 on Friday. I think that the ZAR against the dollar would be right back to 1650. What about the triangle? This outlook isn't primarily about technical chart patterns. I think the triangle can be ignored, because very soon we will find that the triangular formation will be broken either side, but changed into a medium-term, very frustrating rectangular formation. In other words, the ZAR still going up and up and up, up and down, and then forming a rectangular formation, breaking out of the triangular formation, but not a runaway strength or weakness. So in summary, always these currency outlooks are based on intermarket relationships to determine the perceived flow of global capital. Although above expectations and the probable 25 basis point rise in US rates on Wednesday, the effects of the non-farm payrolls, in my view, are expected to peter out. It's just not such a big deal. It is therefore expected that the US dollar will find resistance at 115, the bottom of the medium term, which is getting a long term sideways range, 115, 119. The US index will find resistance at the very psychological 100 points, and gold will find support at just above 4,300, in line with a probable risk on scenario if the oil crisis is being absorbed, in especially Europe and Asia. The ZAR call remains in the 16 to 17 rand per USD sideways range. That would also neutralize the much talked about the triangular formation, and the stronger correction, at least back to 1650, is expected. Keep in mind, on Friday, the USD ZAR touched 1665. So back from there, from 1665 to 1650 is my range for the coming week. This is an outlook, not a history report. Outlooks will be wrong. And this outlook is nullified should the euro-US dollar strengthen below 115 per euro. Take a moment to read our disclaimers, and just for the sake of good order, graphs drawn from the London Stock Exchange Group platform.